This the Mixtape Queens.
Welcome, Queen, to the Mixtape Queens podcast.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, we're excited too. I've really been looking forward to this. Like, I know we both have, but for me, I was on your page so much because your music is just feels good. It's not that I honestly don't know a lot of Spanish, but I love Spanish music. So when I saw your page, I was like, oh, I love her. I'm a fan already. And I have several of your songs downloaded. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's me happy to hear.
Yeah.
Well, we're so excited to see your beautiful face. I know you just told us that you're working very hard in the studio right now, working on some music. And we just want to find out more about you and let our fans and listeners around the world know about Immasoul.
Oh, thank you so much. Like, I really always love to support people that support me because I think that it's kind of like, it's like a mutual connection. So I appreciate the time and the love.
Yeah, thank you, Queen. We love you.
So, wow. Okay. So I'm so excited. Okay. So how did you get started making music?
I feel like I've been such a wanting to shine kind of child. Like, I'm always very rurally honest when they ask these things because I feel that when you're a kid, you don't realize that you're wanting to shine because maybe there's an absence of attention, or you don't feel like you fit in, or maybe some social traumas or something like this. Like, I always think about that, and I'm very honest about that because I feel like somehow um this can come to other adults that realize that and think about. I feel like when you're an adult, you start thinking of the things that you needed as a child and they probably weren't given to you. So then you overcome all these traumas and things with different kinds of expressions. For me, music was like an escape, more because I felt that I wasn't seen when I was a kid. Not by my family, but like socially, like in school or things like this. So I overcome a lot of bullying and things like this. Like, I feel like I have seen a lot of artists talk about this. Maybe it's a common thing that a lot of people that were bullied then became artists, or like empower themselves and said, I'm going to shine and be an artist and I'm going to do all my dreams. So kind of like for me, the music was an escape, a place where I could just design my own reality and escape my real reality. So for me, music has been such a powerful tool for therapy. Yeah. So it kind of like, I could see that happening around age 14, maybe. Like, I came to music pretty late because a lot of my colleagues started music very young. And I knew that I was really into dancing and, like, um, express myself with my body and things like this, but not really like for real thinking about a career in music. And also my mom's family is very full of life, and like they will enjoy music so much by dancing. And having that, like, my dad being from the north of Mexico, and then my mom's family coming from the south, and then Belize, and all these combinations, I think that it kind of empowered me in a way to feel music in a different context. So by age 15, I was really into having this dream being a real thing. So yeah, and then time has.
Wow, so you've been working on it quite a while.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time that you realized, maybe a little while after you were 14 or 15 and you started doing music and you realized that this is really what you want to do for a living and you started taking it more seriously?
I was very supportive by my parents in a way that when I wanted this dream to be alive, my mom was really into let her express herself. Like, I have four sisters. So in my family, there was like all kinds of, like things going on. Like, my older sister was doing one thing. Like, the only one that was really wanting to go into arts for real was me. And then my little sister came along and she did film. So it kind of helped that we both did some art thing. And I feel like when I was 20 and I started applying music schools, no, it was 18, I think. Maybe 18 or 19. I'm not so sure. 19 maybe. Yeah, it was when I needed to have it serious because I knew my parents were going to be like, we're investing in you. We're giving you money. You better have good grades. You better do well. I went to music school. I did like, I don't know how you say it in English, but it's kind of a bachelor's in contemporary music. And I didn't finish because it was taking me so long and I wasn't doing music for myself. Like, I was just like being really good at music only and not like I wasn't going to be a teacher or anything like this. So I kind of felt like I needed to start doing my own thing. So I started singing like in different like for artists, like background vocals. That's how you say it, right? And yeah, like by that time I knew that this was my path, because I was also scared to start all over again in another path. Like, I wasn't really loving the industry itself, but I wasn't even in the industry yet. Like, so I think by age 20, I was really sure that this was what I wanted. And I don't think that I ever really realized I always say how far I've come, because if you would have told me that the things that I've done now, when I was that age, I was going to do them. Does that make sense? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I think I would have been really surprised.
Well, I can believe that because you have come a long way, and I'm not sure exactly how old you are, but I'm 36. So I started doing artwork when I was very young, and I was 11 years old when I started doing graphic design on Photoshop, and I went to art school as well, and I didn't finish either because it wasn't meant for me to finish, I guess. But I can relate to that because you had to really risk everything to start with nothing. You're starting brand new, you're young, and now fast forward to you now, and you well, in our eyes, you're a huge superstar.
Yeah.
Because the way that your music sounds, the way that you present yourself in music videos,
like your content is hot. So it's immediately going to grab somebody's attention, and it's not like anybody's going to get tired of seeing you because hello.
Yes.
you know, and
hello.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the younger version of you would be very impressed,
very proud too,
what you become, for sure.
Like, I appreciate the words, and I think that a lot of people can relate to that when, like, I mean, I'm 32, so a lot of people think I'm way younger, but I'm always like very like open that, like, I'm old. I started older music because I went to music school. I think like for childs like us of our generation, more millennials vibe, I think that it was very into like, okay, you're gonna do acting, well, you have to go to acting school. It wasn't just like, oh, yo, just go and act. Like, I wish I started younger, believing in myself, as in, yeah, I'm gonna do my own music, and like, but I didn't believe in myself as a consequence of so many things as a child, until I really realized that I could do this, and it wasn't gonna be easy, but I could try at least. And now it's just crazy to me because I feel like a lot of what I've done, it's kind of like to heal my inner child of like, see, I did this, or I could have the confidence of dancing in this, or, like, I feel like it was a lot of proving my Immasoul baby that I could really, really do this. And this industry is so hard because I know that there's so many amazing artists all over the place and everywhere, basically, that getting a little bit of attention right now, and really people connecting with what you say or what you are putting out. It's so hard to find that when it comes and people give you that like respect and love for what you do. To me, it's like I feel like like a superstar for real.
Well, you are.
Yeah, you are twice
Yes.
as much.
Yes. Yes, and it's really special. We talk about this all the time, being an artist, whether you make music or, you do landscaping, anything that you do that you're passionate about is a divine blessing. And it's very special that we get to experience life through the eyes of an artist and be able to use that to heal ourselves, and also be an example for others to help others, because music is medicine, and it's very healing for all of us to hear your music as well. And
that's definitely how I feel, because to be a creator in this world is one of the biggest blessings you could be given. Like, you have the freedom in your mind, like your mind has freedom, and that's where that creativity comes from, and that so many people don't have that. So if you're creative in the world, you're definitely a light. You just gotta hone in on it and be like Immasoul, go for it. You never know who's looking, who's watching, that's ready to help you and get you where you want to be. Like, you got to do it.
Yeah, and I think your parents are so cool for helping you and putting you in school, because even if you didn't finish, you got to learn some things and you got to learn discipline, and that's very helpful. I think it is. So
yes, definitely. I think that school did give me that, like, discipline and hard work, and not think about life is a rainbow only. Like, you have, like, to get things, you gotta work for them, and nothing will come easy, kind of like that kind of mindset. Definitely it gave me that.
Yes.
And kind of, yeah.
Social media game changers. Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? It's time to step up your game with the Mixtape Queens. We specialize in all things social media, from graphic design, music, photography, and videos. We got everything you need. Whether you're a business looking to boost your brand, an influencer looking to expand your following, or wanting to just get yourself heard, the Mixtape Queens got you. Want to contact us? Go to our website at mixtapequeens.com.
Well, we're excited to see what's in store for you. Do you have anything you want to say about what you're working on and any big plans that you have for your future?
Well, I'm very excited right now because I'm working on an EP. I wish I was working on an album. Like, I have a lot of music, but I kind of want to be really smart in how I put out my music, because as I said before, it's such a competitive moment in music business that you gotta think as well as a business person. You gotta really think, like, as a manager, as a business, as an everything when you put out this music. So for me, what's next is an EP that it's very Latin oriented in the sounds. I was doing a lot of R&B. I'm gonna keep doing R&B as well, because it's like my favorite kind of music, the one that I connect the most, the one that I listen to the most. But I have always this wanting to do Latin rhythms and do it well, because it's such a challenge for me, because it's not what I do the most. So I kind of wanted that thrill of working in something that was more challenging, and I'm finishing that right now. So I should be finished by Monday. I haven't had a lot of sleep or rest, but I feel like when you work really hard for something, something good has to come out of it. Like even if it's one step further, it's better than one step backwards. So I feel like I'm in a good place right now as a creative. Like I am working really hard on this, um, making sure that it's very organic and it's very me and not something that I'm just like doing because doing Latin music's hot right now, or I don't know. Like I want to do something that represents me always, and I don't like to say that I get married with being only an R&B musician, because I'm a musician and a creative, and I like to experiment it basically all. Like when I get curious about something, I kind of like to take it as far as I can. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'll be having like a big presentation in Mexico City in July 28th. So that got me nervous because it's like the biggest crowd that I have, like as a solo artist having a concert, so that I hope that that works out. I have faith that it will. And yeah, next year I kind of want to drop my first album. So at the same time, while I'm working this, I'm already pre-working on that album. I just signed again with Empire, which to me is such a big accomplishment because when I signed with Empire was in 2020, and that time was really hard for me because it was pandemic time. It was just so crazy, and I felt that my first 2 years, kind of like the first one, was just trying to make the relationship work because it was so hard in the time that the opportunity came. And I'm glad that it did work out because I last week I just signed again with them for more work, which I appreciate because I feel like they are really seeing me. And Empire is a record label that it's in the US, so they don't have so many Latin artists, and I appreciate they are considering me, and like I'm being seen, and my work is being at least really really appreciated again. I will say that word again, by people that is in the industry with such big artists. So I feel like that gives me some sort of confidence in what I'm doing as a business mind, which it gives me also calm because I know that those are the tools that I need to keep growing, and they are giving me that. So I really appreciate that they are giving me that. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing.
Yes.
Congratulations, Queen.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
well,
when you work hard for it, you get what you deserve, honestly.
those people at Empire are smart, and they
Okay.
know what they're doing when they found you.
Mhm.
For
No,
sure.
yeah, I'm really happy because like I've seen that a lot of people, when I see TikTok or things like this, will say, I don't know how their experience with Empire has been, but my experience has been like for real, really good. Like it made me grow as an artist so much because even if you have a lot of talent and you write a lot, you work so hard, you need the investment and you need the tools to make things right. Because again, if there's 100,000 songs that are put out there every day or something, I think it's something like that. Like you are 1% of that. Like you need the help. And I feel like as an independent artist, you can also do big things. Like Bad Bunny is independent, So it sounds crazy that Bad Bunny will be independent, but I don't know to what length has he gone to get that investment so he can grow. Like I feel like artists sometimes don't really put attention to the importance of making relationships and making, really good decisions with money. But I'm not really into like, oh, money makes me as an artist. No, no, no. You make money doesn't make you. And you have to make sure that when you have those tools you can think smartly and choose wisely, because like your career will depend a lot on those decisions. So I feel like I'm at that moment. I hope that I make the right decisions, and like I can make sure that what is giving to me, it's really I can really do something with that. So it's also an stressing time for me because I know that it's a lot on my plate, but I asked for this, so I have to do it well.
Yes.
No, that's right.
Yes, Queen. And you put your heart and soul into it, and that really pays off for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I and my sleep and my life, everything.
Yeah. Well,
I know that sleep is something else, but you know what?
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's definitely
Yeah.
worth it.
And when it comes down to all that business, you know, you're the CEO of your music company and your business. And right now is the time for independent artists. Everyone wants to be independent, and you know, it's important to know what you're doing. Sometimes we think too much with our head, and that's why it's so important as an artist to lead with our heart and our intuition, because especially as women, I feel like we have very good intuition. So it's really important for us to put that into our business. You know, we run a business all around the world. We work with different artists, so you know, sometimes it can be a lot to think about, but we're here putting in our heart and soul
Every day.
Yeah. And so you want to ask the last question?
Well, here at the Mixtape Queens, we like to ask the artists that we invite on a question about is there any advice that you would like to give to anyone who's listening right now that is struggling or going through a hard time, just to keep them motivated and stay focused on their vision?
Yeah, I will say definitely what you mentioned before, like to really be very intuitive. Is that how you say intuitive? And honest with what you want, because being happy takes a lot of, like courage to choose you and choose well, because I feel like sometimes we're scared to say no, or we're doing things that we don't want because like we're so pressured into that, or like how media and everything around us tell us to be in a way, and then everyone starts looking the same because they're so pressured. And I just feel that it's very important that we keep ourselves as honest and raw as we can, just to make sure that we are being like real to our kids, to our us being kids, like what we want, and we're not living someone else's life, but ourselves. So for me, i have to I have had some rough decisions in the past, like letting go a team that I really liked or things like this, just to move forward, because I felt that it wasn't leading me to the place that I wanted to be, even if it was a good place, but it wasn't my vision. Like just being true to yourself, it's better always. And I always say that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. If you always have respect for others and respect for yourself, and you communicate with the people what you want, and you really are focused on your vision, and also like realize that not every day is going to be a happy day, like sometimes, like, so we can appreciate those happy moments, a lot of bad things have to happen, then it will be an equilibrium that will help you to continue. Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, because we have listeners all around the world, and most of them are aspiring artists that are sometimes young or starting new. So I know that will reach somebody and hopefully bring some inspiration to the world, which is what we need more of, right?
Yeah. And not just to the young people out there, to the older people who have been putting in just as much work. I'm telling you, it will pay off. Listen to what she said. It's worth it. It is worth it.
It is worth it because it's you being you, and it's you being real to yourself. And I feel like I see a lot of young kids now that are very like, in the first no, or the first time that somebody says is not, that's not how it works, or things like this, they get so sad about it, and so like disconnected to the reality of hard work. And I don't want to talk about everyone, but I have seen it in the industry, like with the younger artists, and I feel like the world is not just a rainbow. Like it's just so everything's so hard, and that's why we have to really enjoy the good times. Sometimes you work so hard and then you have a good time and you're on your cell phone, or you don't really like just taking pictures, like you don't enjoy the moment. So that's why it's so important to really disconnect in the good times, to enjoy the moment, because the next good moment like that, you don't know when it's going to be. Because so you can get there, you have to go through the hard work, and the hard work is not always going to be so comfortable. Sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable, sometimes it's going to like be right in your face and kind of be annoying, but like it's part of the process. And working in such a beautiful and crazy business and crazy world, like being an artist is for really, like you said, free minds. So you'll see all kinds of people out there. Yeah,
that's right.
Yes, that's right, Queen.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for being on our podcast and using our platform. We really appreciate your time and energy. I'm so happy that we got to talk to you. I knew you were a beautiful person like the moment I saw you. So just getting to speak with you has been really a blessing. And I'm about to go bump your music some more.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I would like to send you the link of the EP before it comes out. I'll do that. I promise.
Ooh,
wow.
Yay.
A sneak peek for the
so
Queens.
Yay.
Well, we really look forward to hearing that. And we want everybody to go follow Immasoul on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all streaming platforms. Stream her music on Apple Music, on Spotify,
everywhere.
We're going to have all of your links in the description of the podcast, so that we want everybody to follow you and get to see you. And we thank you so much for sharing your time with us and sharing your light with the world.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. Yay.
Love you.
Queen.
Shine the light on the path that I'm
I'll see you
shown.
guys around.
See ya.
See ya.
Rise like a phoenix into a realm of the unknown.